Like most people born before the 90s, I started my biking life at the budding age of 4 on a little Yamaha Pee-wee 50. Of course, I unceremoniously crashed it into a wall within 10 minutes, and that really set the tone for the rest of my biking life. From there I went through various off-roaders before turning 16 and finally getting my first road bike, a majestic Suzuki RG50. This rickety bucket of bolts had the sex appeal of a kettle, suspension that had some vague comprehension of following a road surface, and brakes that depended on wind resistance. The piston was the size of a tot glass and could generate a whopping 7 horsepower. So here's the thing, 38-year-old Donovan would look at that and say, really? I mean, it is pretty awful, especially from someone who's ridden 200 horsepower, latest, greatest super bikes and those kind of things. But 16-year-old Donovan, as far as he is concerned, this is the greatest motorcycle that has ever existed. And you know why? Because it's mine. If 16-year-old Dom thought the world of the RG, what would he make of the Gixxers? Well, firstly, he would ignore the fact that a 16-year-old riding a 250 is technically illegal, thinking nothing of it right up until the point where a police officer phoned his parents. That aside, the Gixxers are a massive upgrade compared to his wobbly RG. However, while today I'm enjoying a split personality, I can sadly still only ride one of these motorcycles. The question is, which one? 38-year-old me loves the naked. With better visibility, less fairing to get in the way, and a price tag 5,000 Rand less than the fairing model, it seems reasonable. But 16-year-old me thought the other one looks more like a MotoGP bike, and threatened to hold his breath until the 38-year-old agreed. Alrighty then. What I love about these sort of bikes, these sort of like super bike looking commuter bikes, 38-year-old, is that the seating position is kind of, they don't make it too super bikey, so clip on handlebars, so you're sitting up straight. It's actually really comfortable. I'm not going to say there's a lot of wind protection, but you don't really need it, but it's comfortable. I mean, I can sit here all day. It feels good. 16-year-old me is right. There's a fairing. I can get right down like this, and I'm 160 k's an hour. I'm very sure I can get 160 k's an hour. Definitely. For 2020, Suzuki decided to give the Gixxer a sportier presence. The suspension is simple yet stiffened for better road handling. There is a 150 rear tyre for more rubber on the road, and a larger single front disc for the ABS brakes. This is all to support a motorcycle with a wet weight of just 161 kilograms. So it weighs 164 kilograms. That's nothing. I mean, it's 40 kilograms less than the latest carbon fiber superbike. And you can feel it, it's so damn light. I mean, through all the bends, through all traffic, through everything you just twist through. 16-year-old me, watch me get round this corner. Watch me, oh, I flicked it in. Did you see that? My knee was this far away. My knee was that far away. The styling is something kids' dreams are made of. The fairing looks like something straight out of a MotoGP catalogue. The lights are all LED. And the big surprise is the dash. I love a little LCD dash. I mean, it's clear, you can read everything. Everything makes sense, it's all there. You need the time, you need distance. It's got a fuel gauge. Yeah, everything you need. Whereas 16-year-old me, it's a TFT dash. It's just like the superbikes. This thing is like this. It's like a GSXR. The GSXR is a dash like this. In fact, I'm pretty sure this dash comes from the GSXR. Yeah, this is a GSXR. It's a Gixxer. And then we move on to the motor, the biggest upgrade from the spindly little RG. The oil-cooled single-cylinder 249cc unit pushes a seemingly earth-shattering 26 horsepower and 22 Nm of torque. Practically MotoGP specs to the blissfully ignorant teen me. Now, 38-year-old me says this motor is sort of, I don't know, it's like encouraging. It gives you this like cheering on kind of feeling. It's like a little puppy playing with a piece of rope, and you're like, yeah, come on, little fighter. Yeah, come on, you show that rope. Yeah. 16-year-old me is like, I got 154 kilometers an hour. 154. I'm telling you, I could do 160. I could do it. I just need to find a steeper hill. We can talk all day about the oomph of the motor, but talk is cheap, so let's rather put it to the test. Here we have Rudd Street in Roodepoort, a road so damn steep that when the municipality tried to tar it, the soft new bitumen wouldn't stick and simply oozed downwards. Plus the tarring truck got stuck. Would the little Gixxer carrying a larger-than-life journalist make it up? Okay, that's steep. That's one steep ruddy hill. And from a standing start. That's a lot of upness. It's a lot of upness. Let's go. Let's get second. Okay, it's lagging. It's lagging. If I get this wrong, if it stalls now and I fall over, it's gonna. Wait, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're going. We're going. Yeah, I think we're there. We're there. We're there. Yes. Yeah. Ha ha. You little beauty. Ha ha. And with that victory, we head back to the house that 38-year-old Donovan is paying for.
Right, so here we are, end of a long ride, and 16-year-old me is so thrilled with today that he has gone upstairs, he's sitting in his bedroom right now, he is busily Googling on his phone whether hacksawing off the exhaust will give it more horsepower. We'll see what that outcome is. But 38-year-old, now I said this bike was exciting, and 38-year-old me is kind of, at the moment, looking a bit sort of ho-hum, but here's the thing, okay? On the bike show, we are often criticized because we don't say enough critical things about motorcycles. We never blast a motorcycle. And, you know, there's a simple reason for that. We got into this job because we love riding motorcycles. We didn't get into it because we want to be bikers or imager. We love riding motorcycles. And every time you ride a motorcycle, you're reminded of how much you absolutely love it. And there's very few motorcycles that are so utterly awful that they ruin being a motorcycle or being on a motorcycle. And the thing about this thing is it's got the great looks. It looks fantastic. It feels fantastic. It's not as fast. It's not my usual 200 horsepower thing, but it still has that sort of raw emotion about it. It's sort of energetic. You're on a motorbike and you're having a great time. And oh, I love that so much. The other thing now, 38-year-old me is looking at, and possibly father of 16-year-old is busy looking at, is the fact that this motorcycle here, the fairing one, is 49,000 Rand. The naked one is 44,000 Rand. That's 25 grand cheaper than anything else in this, even vaguely in this segment. And also, I mean, it's an under-stress Suzuki, it'll last forever, the running costs are nothing, the petrol costs are nothing, it's nothing. It's the joy of motorcycling for nothing. And if you ask me, that's kind of the responsible thing to do. And I know a lot of you are going to be saying, but Donovan, saying responsibly, he's the guy who wants 1 million horsepower and fire. And you know what? Maybe a bit of responsibility is a good thing.